Capricorn, welcome to your end of August 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So, we are having a blue moon at 29 degrees of Aquarius on the 22nd, and that's going to be in your second house of earned income. So let's see what transpires there. You might have a wonderful surprise. I think that Jupiter is going to be figuring into that. So that, I mean, that's going to be in a conjunction with Jupiter. So that might be very interesting. We'll see what transpires. But this reading looks very much like I got like all cups. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is a new deck. So having like some of the cards adjacent to one another isn't out of the norm, even though I've shuffled them, but I've already done a series of readings with this deck, and look at all the cups that I've gotten. Everything is cups. This is crazy. So what could that mean? Well, maybe there's just a lot of emotional stuff going on. We'll see. And of course, you have Pluto in your sign, so that has been affecting you at a deep level as well. The heart of the matter is the Five of Cups. This is a card of being in mourning over the loss of something, or if someone recently has left your life in whatever way, that could be showing up here. What has often been remarked upon are the two cups that are remaining standing, that are behind you, that you have your back turned to. So it could be the silver lining in a situation that you might think is all negative, but really isn't. And because Capricorn sometimes tends to be a little bit pessimistic, that might be why you're viewing things in that way. So it might be that there's a blessing in disguise in something that has left your life. I believe that, with the center card, it's something that has already happened, because this is what you are currently dealing with. So it's like focusing on whatever the situation is and trying to figure out how you're going to handle it. And as I go on, maybe I can hone it down a little bit. In the past position is the Four of Cups, and this is a card, you can see the person's body language. They're dissatisfied with what is being offered to them. The cloud can represent the universe giving you something and you not being impressed by what you are being given. So this, I was saying that this could be relationship related, but I'm wondering if this is connected to career. Perhaps you wanted a certain promotion and you got something else instead, and you don't feel that it's good enough. You wanted something other than what you're being offered. And the person offering it may be in good faith. It's not necessarily that they are trying to screw you over, but you just may be in a situation where you had your heart set on a very specific thing, and you haven't gotten what you wanted. You didn't get your pony, as they say. The higher message is the Three of Cups. And so this is a card that is connected to celebration and socializing. And what first comes into my mind is that perhaps you were putting too much emphasis on one area of your life and you forgot to have downtime, just to have fun. Maybe you were, and by the way, this isn't necessarily always with professional types of scenarios. I mean, yes, of course, I'm sure a lot of Capricorns are workaholics, and maybe you put all your eggs into one basket in that sense. But it could even be the case where you're involved in a relationship and you neglected your friendships. You neglected, you stopped having fun. And, the with the Four of Cups, you could be realizing that you're not in love with the person that you have invested so much time in. And the sense of loss is there. But see, this is the thing that's tricky, is that it doesn't have to be the sense of loss of that relationship. You might be regretting that you lost time with friends that you maybe have drifted apart from because you were so immersed in a relationship that ended up being like a dead end. Or, maybe that's not fair, but at least something that didn't stand the test of time. And you might be doing, Monday morning quarterbacking, like, okay, why did I do this? Why did I do that? When the bottom line is, even if you have the love of your life in your life or your dream job, there always should be balance. It's not about just devoting everything to one person or one activity like working, because something else is going to fall by the wayside. I mean, it just stands to reason. What crosses you is the Knight of Cups. This is a card of in the upright position, this is like an offer that is made to you in love. Okay, train, come on. This is this in the upright position. This would be like an offer made in love. Somebody, the knight in shining armor, archetype, if you will. But this is in the challenge position, so I'm reading it as a reverse card. And this may be someone who presented themselves like that, but they were anything but. This might be a very deceptive person. They are irresponsible. They are a person who is maybe even has an addiction in some cases. They're not like they weren't being straight with you, and perhaps you were in denial over that, or you were just blindsided. But it really doesn't matter. The point is that there might be this need to revise how you view this person. It sounds like you already have. One thing I want to state about that blue moon is that in the second house, another thing that this can relate to is your self-esteem. So this can illuminate and make very clear what it is that perhaps you have been allowing to occur that has chipped away at your self-esteem. Remember that when we have a full moon, the sun is in the opposite house at the same degree in the opposite sign. So as you have this full moon in the second house, you have the sun in the 8th house. And the 8th house is the shadow, is the the seedy underbelly of life. And with the sun there, you know how they say sunlight is the best disinfectant. This allows you to really shine a light on some of the things that you don't wish to see about yourself in order to really grow and to understand exactly what has happened. Whatever this 5 of Cups represents to you can be kind of like mourning the death of an illusion. What is coming in is the Page of Cups. This is a card of perhaps a message, a well-timed message of love, of affection. When I say love, it doesn't have to be, romantic, although with the Two of Cups, it might be. But, just hearing something from someone that perks up your spirits after the Five of Cups, that makes you feel, because, it's interesting. The number 5 is actually connected to Mercury. So I could even think of the Five of Cups being about hearing something unpleasant. And, the Page of Cups restoring your sense of feeling as if you do have value, because perhaps the way that you felt, you didn't have that sense that that was happening. And by the way, with the Four of Cups, that might even be the other person, and that person may, they show here the body language of this person, and this person may have kind of shut themselves down from life in general. So maybe they're not so receptive to anything positive. They are feeling not so good about themselves. Maybe they don't feel lovable, and so they can't love others. But if you take that as some sign that something is wrong with you, that would be a shame, because it may have nothing to do with that. It has more to do with their own perception of themselves. Maybe they don't feel worthy of love. The outcome is the Two of Cups. This can be reuniting with someone. Maybe this is somebody from your past who this might be the person that you really have always carried a torch for, and whatever has transpired, if you on a rebound ended up with someone else, and you just kind of like tried to forget about that person but you couldn't, then this may offer you some kind of opportunity. And that's, really the message that I want to send to you. Whatever this Five of Cups represents is that even if there are some Capricorns who have lost their job, for instance, and you feel this sense of you're down on yourself because of it, understand that something better is on its way. And the universe is making space for it. Because I guarantee you, the vast majority of people who lose their job probably did not want that job anymore. But they just didn't have the guts to make that decision on their own. So the universe did it for them. You know what I mean? And there are people, the Three of Cups says that there are people around you to lift you up. Capricorn is a pull yourself up by the bootstraps type of person. You're not going to, most of you are not the type to let people know that you're hurting, that, you really need moral support right now. And so you would rather suffer in silence. But don't be afraid to let down that facade of being completely invulnerable. Allow people to lift up your spirits. If you're feeling a bit down in the dumps about something that has transpired, because I guarantee you, you're going to feel that sense of connection. You're not going to feel a sense of alienation. And sometimes I think that Saturn brings that upon people. And being self-reliant is a good thing. I mean, I really do believe that. And I have Mars in Capricorn. But I do believe that being self-reliant is a good thing overall. I just think that sometimes the ego wants to seem like it's got its shit together, at all times, especially a Capricorn, because you really do have everything together, like probably 95% of the time. So it's okay that, something isn't quite the way you have wanted it. It didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Also, the Two of Cups can be a card of forgiveness. So if this is something that somebody has committed transgression upon you, that you're able to see it in a bigger, in the bigger picture and let it go. And that's a good thing, because that will aid in your recovery a lot sooner. Holding on to bitterness, to resentment, causes bitterness. And it's not going to affect that other person. You being bitter, that's not going to make them feel bad. So, and really, even though it may take everything in your power, let's say somebody left you for someone else, and that's what you've been, mourning the loss of. If you can find it somewhere in your corner of your heart to say, I am glad that this person is going after their happiness, even if you think that the way they went about it was absolutely atrocious, but you can just focus on that and just wishing them well, I think that you're going to recover so much quicker. And I'm not talking about faking it till you make it. I'm talking about really, trying to find that joy for someone else. And sometimes people handle things like this very shabbily. If they fall in love with somebody else, if they don't think that you and they are a good fit, and that happens, doesn't say anything necessarily against you. They just may feel like the two of you are not meant to be. And they don't know how to say that, because it's hard to say something like that. And maybe they just ghost you, or maybe they just, I don't know. But it's something that can bring a lot of pain. And that's understandable. So the Five of Cups really is about honoring your pain and witnessing it, not spiritually bypassing, psychologically bypassing. But then Two of Cups, coming to some kind of truce, not being at war with someone because of what they decided to do. Okay, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated, Capricorn. If you'd like a personal reading, I primarily do astrology readings. I do private tarot readings, and I do have a special 2-reading combination if you like the tarot, full-length tarot reading and a full-length chart analysis reading. You can check my website. I'm at rainamoonastrology.com. The link is below. Thank you for watching this. Take care. Bye.